What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be Love After Lockup Season 4, Episode 4. Yeah, Season 4, Episode 4. So we open this episode up. We have Radine and Rick. Now, Rick was like, listen, I didn't know that there was a third person in my relationship, but it seemed like everybody else did, including Radine's family. So it's Thanksgiving, and Radine and Rick are at Thanksgiving dinner. He invites his roommate slash best friend over, and she brings, bean casserole, and they're getting, ready for Thanksgiving dinner, and they have a whole table set for the girlfriend in jail. And they call her on FaceTime. They even set a plate for her with food on it in front of the phone, with her on the phone. And her parents are talking to her like she is already a part of the family. And I'm like, Rick was like, clearly everybody else knew except for me. Like, I am totally on the outside looking in. And so, roommate slash best friend is like, so what's the deal? Like, what's going on with this? Okay. And her thing is, listen, at the end of the day, this is a situation that Rick has to deal with. But if I know Rick the way I think I know Rick, then he's just going to stick his head in the sand. He's going to act like everything is all good. And he's just going to roll with the punches. She was like, but this ain't cool. I'm not understanding it. And, he's really done a lot for her. And this is kind of messed up. So later on that night, after they, have Thanksgiving dinner and everything, later on that night, they go back to his house. And he says, I know we need to have a conversation. But honestly, I've been waiting for 3-4 years to get a little piece of this, and I'm going to get my piece. And we'll talk about it in the morning, but I'm going to go ahead and make this do what it do for the time being. So they end up, having sex, and the next morning, she says, hey, it was better than I thought it was going to be. He's actually pretty good at what he does. And then he's kind of happy because I think he feel like, I put it on her real good last night, and, the girlfriend is in jail. I'm here. So, maybe I'm going to get in there where I fit in, and it's all good. So he's getting ready to take her back to her parents' house because she's only got a 48-hour furlough from the halfway house. And in the car on the way, she calls the girlfriend. And, of course, they get off the phone with the whole, I love you, yeah, I love you, too. And the girlfriend knows about him. Like, the girlfriend is talking, basically the girlfriend is talking as if they're in this, like, poly relationship and, like, everybody agreed to it and it's all good, whatever. And Rick's thing was, okay, nobody asked me if I wanted to be a part of this. Nobody included me in this whole conversation. And so the girlfriend in jail know, Radine knows, her daddy know, her mama know, everybody is in on the joke but me. And he says, listen, I realize that I was played. I realize that I've been taken advantage of, and it's not cool. Now, what he's going to do about it, I don't even know at this point. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But he's really, really not happy about the situation. Now, I don't know if it's going to take him as long to figure it out as it took everybody else, but here we go. Okay, so then we have Kayla and Martell. Now, Martell is at the halfway house. She says she's still talking to him regularly. So she ends up going out to eat with his mom. Now, come to find out that Kayla and Martell's mom have been in touch all this time. They've been in touch with each other this whole time that he's been in jail. And, she said they basically had a good little tag team relationship going on. When he got tired, when the mama got tired of dealing with him, then Kayla would take over. When Kayla got tired of dealing with him, then the mama would take over. And she said, a lot of people, they be ready to throw their children away, but I just couldn't do that. He made some mistakes. He made some bad decisions, but he mine. I love him, and I'm going to stick by him, right? And Kayla was like, yeah, I love him too. And she said, well, I know he talks. So she was like, I know he talks a lot about you, girl. I know he really does. He really does care about you. He really does love you. He tells me that. And she said, well, do you think I need to be worried about other women? Baby, the mama was like, well, I know he loved you. The mama said, the mama was talking to the producers, and the mama said, listen, I can't say that there won't be some other women out here from his past that might get his attention, and it is what it is. He gonna do what he gonna do. I ain't got nothing to do with that. In other words, if you read between the lines, now this woman just got finished telling you that she stuck with her son through a 13-year bid in prison, and she never let him falter. She never let him go. She never, did him wrong, right? Do you really think that she about to turn him over to Kayla and tell Kayla the real or what's really going on? Mama probably know about 2 or 3 other Kaylas that's floating around. You know how I know? Because she's the gatekeeper. While he was in jail, she was the gatekeeper. The other women called her. The other women sent money to her. The other women came through her. She know all of the situations he got going on over these last 13 years. And she probably know about whoever the ex-girlfriend was, the one that got away, the baby mama, and everybody else that was laying around before he got arrested and sent to jail for the last 13 years. And she know about all of it. Kayla, I'm not saying that you ain't his number one, or as they say on the streets, you his bottom bench. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some other women floating around. And I feel like Mama know. Mama know. So later on in the episode, Kayla picks him up, and Kayla takes him picks him up from the halfway house because he got a weekend pass or whatever the situation is. And they get back to the apartment. And baby, she is so excited to show him the apartment and show him where they live. Because she said she had just moved to Atlanta like 2 weeks before that. She got this nice 2-bedroom apartment. It's got a washer and dryer unit. She comes in. She said most of the appliances are new. And before she could even get him out the kitchen, because the kitchen was the first thing she showed him. Before she could get him out the kitchen, he was like, well, when was the last time you cooked? And I feel like if she had said, I just made me something to eat before I came to pick you up and I was rushing, I feel like he might have let it slide. But she was like, last night, he said, you ain't had time to clean the stove? Like, why you ain't clean the stove? So that pissed her off, but she let it slide. So then they walking down the hallway. She said, they go to wash and dry. He was like, it looked like you need to do some laundry too. Because she had clothes piled up. Baby, she got so pissed off. She said, are you serious right now? Like, I have been busting my butt, cleaning this house, making sure you had somewhere to come, making sure we had a nice place to live. This is a palace compared to the jail cell you've been living in for the last 13 years. If that stove was really bothering you that much, you could have wiped it your damn self. You know why I ain't had time to clean the stove? Because I got in from work last night. I cooked me something to eat. I went to bed so I could get up this morning and come get your ass, okay? She on the phone complaining. He on the phone complaining. He was like, listen, I ain't really trying to hear all of that. I just want to have a good time. She was like, why would you do that? Why you in here trying to embarrass me on camera and trying to make me look some kind of way? Like, I don't appreciate that. So he ends up going outside. He called somebody to come and get him. Baby, I don't know who he called. And the producers were like, well, who did you call? He said one of his homeboys. Now, I don't know who he called. But whoever he called, I feel like if it was a woman, the producers would have made sure to show us it was a woman. So it must have been a dude. But he got his happy ass in that car. And he pulled off. He was like, I'll see y'all later. I'm not here for this. I'm not doing this. I ain't doing this. I said, oh, well, damn. So then we got India and Harry. So we left off last week with Harry going over his homeboy house and telling his homeboy how he actually did cheat on India, but he ain't said nothing to her because he don't know what to tell her, how to tell her. Baby, Harry ain't never bring his ass home. The next morning, Indy and the baby is looking for Harry, and she was like, I don't know where he is. She talking about where Papa Harry at, or whatever she called the boy. I don't know where he is. He comes stumbling in the house. You can tell he's still high or drunk or both. And he don't seem to understand what the problem is. Why she, and she was like, and her thing was, you could have at least called and let me know you was going to be out all night. Like you have to understand that you're dealing with other people now. Like, you got me up here looking crazy in front of your family, and you staying out all night, and you can't even give me the benefit of a phone call to say, hey, I'm going to be out. And then she said, and you know you can't be out. She was like, what were you doing? Smoking, drinking. She said, you know you can't be out here doing that. That's a violation of your damn parole. You know you can get in trouble for that. Oh, see, why we doing that? We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You can't be nagging me, and you my girl, but you're not my mama. You can't be telling me what to do. You can't be nagging me. You can't be. And I was like, it's not even nagging. She care about whether your ass goes back to jail or not. You're not supposed to be spending nights out. You're supposed to be home every night. Your parole officer made that clear. You damn sure ain't supposed to be out here getting high and getting drunk. She just trying to be a good woman. But y'all know he flipped that whole thing around on her. And by the end of the conversation, she was acting like she had did something to him, apologizing and shit. So then his family came over because remember the disastrous night that he got out of jail where they had made him mofongo and everything else, and he went by the damn In-N-Out Burger to go take some food to his homies back at the halfway house. So the sister and the mama came back over, and Indy took the kids out so that they could have some private family time. And so they were, talking or whatever. And he apologized. He was like, I really apologize. I still love y'all. I didn't realize it would be a thing. I didn't, realize that it would, be a problem. So I do apologize for that. He said, and so the mama asked him, like, what's your intentions with Indy? Like, are you really serious about her? Because, like, you got her up here, you done had her move up here. You got her up here looking crazy. And the sister was like, listen, what they do is between the two of them. I don't sleep with him. So whatever decision she make, that's on her. But I do think she looked real foolish moving down here, moving her daughter up here. Moving up here, moving her daughter up here. I think she looked real foolish. Child, we all do. We all do. So then he ends up having a private conversation with his mama. And he took that opportunity on camera to basically tell his mom about how horrible his childhood was and how the stepdaddy was abusive and used to beat on them while she was at work, and how, he said, I got this scar right here on my forehead from when he pushed me down the steps and he made me lie to you and tell you that I fell, and you believed it. And she was like, I'm sorry. Like, I was working 12-hour shifts and I didn't know. And he was like, I know you were. I know, Mama. I know you loved us, but I just need you to know. I didn't know how to tell you, but I was going to explode if I didn't tell you. And I'm thinking to myself, you held on to this all this time and you made a decision to tell this to your mama on camera for the first time. I felt so bad for her in that moment. I really did. And I felt like his pain is his pain, and there's no recipe for when you're ready to put the pain out and explode and process and all that. I'm not saying he didn't have a right to tell his mama. I just feel like that wasn't the time or the place to tell her. That's just me. Anyway. So next thing you know, we see him and Indy going out. I don't know. They taking a family trip. It's the two of them and the baby. Now she letting him drive. He ain't got no possible driver's license, but whatever. She letting him drive. And she talking about she want them to go see a psychic. And he is telling her that a psychic is not going to help them. That psychics aren't real. And y'all know she wasn't feeling that because, she believes that the psychics are real, okay? And she said, well, at least let's go see the psychic that I made an appointment with. And you see if, let's see how you feel. See if they're legit or not. Because, I accept the fact that not all psychics are legit. So let's see if they're legit. And he's like basically letting her know that he just thinks it's a waste of time and he ain't interested. And then the police roll up behind him. So he immediately starts driving slow. So the police end up pulling him over. And what's funny was the police pulled him over because he slowed down. He said, that was just a little suspicious. And then he did something. He made an illegal lane change or he did something crazy. But to his credit, he was honest with the police and said, listen, I'm not even going to hold you. I just got out of jail. And he was like, well, are you supposed to be driving? He was like, nah, I haven't gone back to, gone and take care of the paperwork I need to reinstate my license. And I think because he was honest with the police officer, I think the police officer appreciated the fact that he was honest about the situation. And he did ask, well, why aren't you driving? And she said, I'm tired. We've been up all day. And he saw that she had Maryland tags and a Maryland driver's license. And so he was like, all right. He gave him a ticket, but he didn't arrest him. He said, you're going to have to show up for court about driving without a license. And I'm going to need her to go ahead and get behind the wheel. So they pulled off and everything. But that could have went a different way. But I really do think the fact that he told him, the police officer from the beginning, listen, I'm going to just go ahead and let you know I just got out of jail. And no, I have not gotten my situation figured out yet. Put a pin in that real quick. Going back to Kayla and Martell. Kayla also told us that both of her parents are no longer with us and that she has not told her brothers about Martell. That lets you know right there, whenever somebody can't tell somebody what a relationship, you've been in a relationship with this man for 13 years and your brothers don't know nothing. Nothing. Okay. Anyway, so that's Harry and Indy. So let's get into what's my boy? Sean and what's the chick? The girl with the kids. Anyway, I'll get their names. He mad. Something ain't go right with him. They're having dinner, eating pizza. Her sister Bobby won't come out the room. The twin sister won't come out the room. She don't rock with him. She said that the two of them have not been getting along. It's like oil and vinegar with the two of them. And he actually snaps at her because they were eating pizza and she didn't really want the pizza. And he is mad at her because she won't eat the pizza. And she was like, listen, I'm not really that hungry right now. It's 8 o'clock at night and I really don't feel like eating no pizza right now. He was like, well, why did you order pizza then if you didn't want the pizza? She was like, are we really arguing about pizza right now? Like, are you really mad at me over some pizza? I'm just saying, I don't understand. And she was like, but are we really fighting over pizza? So the next day he apologizes. He said he had a bad day and he took it out on her and he feels bad about it. And they start going through some of his paperwork. And now he got phone numbers of all of these different women. Now he claimed that all of them are cousins. He said, listen, I got, it's Taylor and Chance. I knew I would get their name, Taylor and Chance. He said that I got, 78 or however many cousins. And I'm in touch with all of them. So all of these phone numbers are cousins. He said if it was something, nefarious, I wouldn't have had to show it to you. I could have thrown this away. He said these are my friends. So then he did have a list of women that he was cool with. And she felt some kind of way because she was like, well, wait a minute. When you was locked up, you ain't want me having friends with guys. I mean, being friends with guys. But now I found out that you had all of these female friends while you were locked up. Like, I'm feeling some kind of way about that. I'm feeling like there's there's uneven balance here. So then he said, well, you still have pictures up around your house and in your phone and stuff of your ex. So her ex-fiance, the one that died in the car accident, she said, well, she has pictures of him all over the house and on her phone and stuff. Now, she claims it's because of the kids. But he said, the kids can't see your phone? Like, okay, the pictures around the house, but none of those pictures are in their bedroom. The pictures are just around the house. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you're not 100% over him. Like, I feel like you're not over him yet. Last but not least, child, we got Curtis and Tiffany. Listen. Now, remember, Tiffany had told Curtis not to come down to the halfway house to pick her up. She'd been out of jail for 2 weeks. He ain't seen her. She told him not to pick her up. He decided to go anyway. Even his mama tried to tell him, I don't feel it. This ain't a good feeling. I don't feel this. You don't need to go down there. Like, she don't want you. He gets down there. Come to find out, a whole nother dude is picking her up. And she got a situation with a whole nother dude. Baby, she comes out that halfway house and she sees Curtis and she walks as fast as she can to get past him. The other guy is carrying her stuff. And come to find out that he knows the other guy. They know each other from town. They not friends or nothing, but they know each other. So they cussing back and forth and yelling back and forth. And Tiffany won't even get out the car. The producers are like, you don't want to go say nothing to him? She was like, no, I don't. She said, that's why I didn't want him to come down here, because I wanted to avoid all of this. They cussing back and forth. They hollering. So dude is feeling himself because he feels like, he got one up on Curtis. Like, I'm walking away with the girl. Like, you sitting here looking stupid. Now, what he should have done was got his ass in that truck and rolled out. Baby, Curtis told him, get your finger out my face. Well, what you gonna do? Because dude was taller than him. He was taller than him. And what you gonna do? You so little. You little boy. You a little man. What you gonna do about it? He was like, yo, get your finger out my face, or I'm gonna knock your ass out. What he do that for? Baby, that man wouldn't get out of his face. He punched that dude, and that dude fell. I mean, he punched him cold. He knocked him the fuck out. Like, he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. And that is where the episode ended. When I tell y'all, I was sitting here going, like, I had to rewind it and everything. Like, yo, he hit one punch and dude fell out. Woo! Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.